And
Wow.
so it's way bigger than just thinking about it. I try to get people to see outside of the box. It's not just that they coming in to get a handout. They're getting so much more when they walk in this store. We've had mamas come in and girl, we have had parties because they had walked in the door crying because they just got a letter saying they get to get their housing and they're leaving the shelter.
Wow.
We've had mamas come in who are in domestic violence situations who decide when they walk in the door and feel our love that I'm not going back. Can you please help me not go back? And so it turns into so much more than just coming in here to get clothes. I had a mama come in um, early, right before COVID, as a matter of fact, like 2 weeks before COVID hit. I had a mom come in, got her clothes, and as she walked out, she started crying. And we were like, okay, baby, she was crying really hard. So I was like, no, have a seat. I need you to calm down before you get behind the wheel and drive home. And as she sat there, she could not stop crying. We was like, wait a minute, something else is wrong. Because I know you're thankful for these clothes, but what else is wrong? And Francois, as she opened up, the conversation came out that this woman had been abused by her mother's boyfriend, and she needed to get
Mm.
all that had been held in. And just walking in that door gave her a place to release it. And
And
that's
so you're doing so much more than
yeah.
just giving out clothes.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is. It's a lot. And my one of my volunteers often says, "This is stuff that never goes on the pamphlet."
Exactly, exactly. And that's why for me it's so important to share these stories because I think people look at it as, oh, you're just giving away clothes, but it's so much more
Yeah,
that you're depositing in people's lives. You're giving them the opportunity to have some relief, but also vision. And it's
yeah,
something that you say that's really, interesting is that you say when God gives vision, he gives provision.
yeah.
How has that shown up in your life?
Oh, Francois, starting this thing 7 years ago, I had no clue what I was supposed to do. None. Like I didn't know anything. I didn't know where to start paperwork. I didn't know how to recruit customers. Social media was, a unseen force for me at that moment. I had a Facebook and I didn't even use that often. So I knew nothing about how to do this. How do you take care of intake? How do you track your customers, data, all these things? And so what God has done for Shawana is remind me every time I get to a place where I feel like I'm about to let go. I started doing this when we first started, and that statement actually came from a pastor of the church when I decided that I would no longer work a full time job, that this would be my full time job. Um, the very next Sunday, he preached that message, and I've had it with me ever since. And every time I've gotten to a place where I've needed something, both personally and more so for professionally, if I get to a place that I can't figure it out, I tend to stand still, look up at the sky, and say, "Okay, Jesus, I know you gave this to me. Now you know I need somebody to help me do this next step because I don't know what to do." And within days, Francois, it has not failed, not even months or weeks or years. Within days, he'll send somebody through. We'll have a conversation, and before we finish, they figured out they have slid into that spot that I needed. Um, it's happened, of course, with money financially. I ain't know how to raise money, and I'm still trying to figure that part out. But God has sent everything we've need every time. We've had families who have come in here and we needed to get them something that I didn't have money in the bank to buy, and we have learned how to put that on social media. And I've had people send me ship clothes from Canada. I've had somebody ship clothes from Germany. And
Wow.
so yeah, so it's whatever, and that has become a mantra in this office where God gives vision, He gives provision. As the vision gets larger for us, there's always a provision waiting for us. We just have to believe that it's going to be there when we get there. We just keep following the path that He said to do. And so
And I love your faith because in order to do this work, it is believing not only in yourself, but it is believing in something greater, that there's purpose for you being here. And even when it does look dismal, it is knowing that God has a greater plan and that you can do it. And everything you need is available for you to do
yes,
what it
ma'am.
is you're called to do. You've endured a lot of challenges, and I've seen you for a number of years, and as I said earlier, I've seen you work through so much, and you always are so positive. What is something that you would encourage someone to do? What is something that you would encourage someone to do? What is something that you would encourage someone to do? What is something that you would encourage someone to do? What is something that you would encourage someone to do? What is something that you would encourage someone to do?
Yes,
that you've learned that have allowed you to persevere when others will throw the towel in and go, I'm a single mom, I'm homeless, we've lived in all these different places. What has allowed you to persevere and not give up?
I always believe that there's something bigger than me pushing me. I know for a fact that I was born in a year when abortion was legalized, and you're gonna make me cry. Um, to a 14-year-old girl who knew nothing. And so I know every day that I wake up that I am here for a purpose. And whether or not it feels good, I can't stop. So I've learned in almost 43 years that smiles change the world. Because you never know what somebody's going through, but a smile can change their day. One of the jobs that I've had over my lifespan was one of the best jobs is I worked the drive-through at Starbucks for 2 years. And my mother always teases me because I greet everybody with that good southern twang. Hey, sugar. Hey, baby. That's how I talk. And my mother always laughs and says, you talk to the people that drive through like that. And I said, I do. But one day a man came through my line and said, I come here every day just so you can say, good morning, sugar. How are you? And it never dawned on me how important that one little piece is. And I think that was the key to me realizing that smiles can change the world. Positivity over negativity. I don't care how bad it looks. If you can manage to find something positive in that, even if it's just a lesson that you learned, then I promise you won't repeat that again. And those are like my two key things. I teach my kids, look for the positive. Even when it hurts, find the good in that. Because there is something good in that. I promise there is. And then always remember to smile. You never know. You never know. Somebody might be getting ready to end their life, and your smile is the one thing that makes them think about it another way. You never know. Their smile might save you.
Yes.
You never know. So be positive. Always be. I'm a nice person. Be nice to people. You don't never know who you're entertaining.
This is true.
I have walked in rooms with people and had no clue who they are. And 5 years later, they have done things for me, and I'm looking around like, girl, I didn't even know you was capable of that. But you never know who you're entertaining. You never know who it is. It might look like, I treat the homeless people and the millionaires I deal with the same way. They deserve the same amount of respect. My father taught us that early, the janitor versus the CEO. Everybody gets the same amount of respect. Because you never know what's going to happen.
Exactly. My mother says that. She says you never know when you're entertaining angels.
Never.
And so I live by that because, to your point, I've met some amazing human beings who didn't look the part of what you would think they were. And they have changed my life because of exactly what you said, being positive and having a smile and treating people fairly, regardless of who they are or where they come from. It will take you far in life. And it's obvious that has carried you, Shawana. So in our last few minutes, I want you to tell the audience how to get in contact with you. How can they find you? Where are you on social media, website, so they can give to Carter's House?
Awesome. Well, you can find Carter's House on social media, on Instagram at Carter's_house. On Twitter, same handle, Carter's_house, and Facebook, Carter's House Inc. Inc. And then we have our website, which is www.cartershouse.org. You can donate. No amount is too small, so please don't think you don't have enough. And then also, if you know anybody in need, please have them hit our website and go to the tab that says News You Can Use. It gives details on how to schedule an appointment. If you want to follow little old me, go to Instagram, and I'm at Shawana_Carter. Also the same on Twitter, and then on Instagram, it's just Shawana O Carter. On Facebook, Shawana O Carter. Feel free to follow me and let's talk. I'm on LinkedIn as well, just Shawana O Carter.
And she will reach out and respond. And I want to just say, Shawana, thank you. 30 minutes is not enough time at all to be able to talk about all that you do and all that you are to so many people. And so I'm just grateful that you took the time to share your story and allow people to see that even through the hardships that we go through, that there is still possibility for you to have a life that is fulfilling and meaningful, and that God is always there and shows up. And so this has been another episode of the Tapestry Podcast. You can reach out to me at drfrancois.com. Always willing to be able to share and connect and look at how we use our stories to make a difference. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Francois.
Thanks for being here, Shawana.